Hi, I'm Robin Hendrix, and I'm a classical singer, a lyric singer. My research in the old technique was based on books published in English around the turn of the 20th century. Most of the books were written at that period, and many of them were specific and quite technical as far as what you do with your body, with your jaw, with your tongue, whatever you could do. And I always was attracted to the more release, relax school and loved that because it works. It really does work. I wrote a book about it. I was so convinced that none of us knew the real truth. But what I did know was that it took too long to learn it, and some people never studied it and yet sang that way, through imitation probably. How did they do it? I did it. I imitated the sound I loved. So early on in my work with the books, I had read Edmund Myer, who claimed to use a series of hand gestures, and it didn't sound great to me, and I didn't think I'd really found anything important there, just kind of an offshoot of something. So I went on, but remembered him, just didn't get into what he was saying, because unless you have been through the fire of looking for it, otherwise you would not be able to understand what he was saying if it was the first thing you heard about how to get a lyric voice. But in fact, he found what I've been looking for. What he found was one single movement one single gesture made out of three different kinds of movement, all done in a moment's time, just very quickly, instantaneously after a while. All three gestures are done at one time. And when you do that, the body is put into such a beautiful place that your voice will come out with great beauty and great ease once you master the concepts and everything. And I'll explain why later. What's important is to know that there is one single gesture that he discovered, and he wrote books about it, but it never took off. Here he is. I think he's very handsome, and I wish I had known him. I really do. I wish. Beautiful man. Edmund J. Myer. All right, let's get into the gesture just a little bit. And I'll tell you what's going on during it, all right? So the gesture is in three parts. I'm going to step back so you can see a little more of me doing the gesture. But it's in three parts. Lift, expand, let go. Lift from your hips, out of your hip sockets. Expand every cavity in your body. Feel your hips expanding. Expand. Let go. Above your collarbone, let go of every muscle. In your face, don't make a grimace, just let go. Your jaw, everything. Now, all of these three things are done simultaneously in one gesture. So he found a formula for doing it. And it's fun, and it's tough to learn it at first because you just can't get them all together at first, but it's worth trying. So he says, vocalize, make stuff up, but use this thing with where you would breathe, you use this. He has banished the word breathing because you'll no longer be breathing. You will be doing a gesture with each breath. And that will bring about the many conditions for having this tone. So I'm going to back up. I don't know how well you can see me now. Probably should move the camera down. All right, so here I am, back here in the space. I'm going to put my weight on, I have all kinds of carpets here. I'm going to put my weight on one foot. The other leg, not the leg holding my weight, but the other leg, it's touching the ground too, but the knee is slightly bent. Now that gives an advantage when we do the lift, because it helps you feel like you're coming up out of your hips. Secondly, my hands are loose and free in there. My arms are hanging at my sides with no energy. Thirdly, I'm just easy, an easy energy going all over my body. So here's the gesture. Lift up out of your hip sockets. Slowly straighten your knee while you try this thing. All right. Now, let's do another one. Lift up out of your hip sockets. But at this one, we're going to add the turning of the hands. So we're going to straighten the knee. We're going to lift up out of our hip sockets. Okay. I felt tension across my back. We don't want that. Let's try it again. That's more natural. As I did that, I found myself breathing. Let's augment that with the expansion. We're going to lift, lightly straightening the knee and light energy, and we're going to expand. Our hands can tell us to expand. Our hands can say, follow me. Come out, hips. Come out, chest. Expand. All of this is done in an instant as the hands turn. Watch the back. Don't let it get tense. I just tensed up. It's much deeper when you don't tense any muscles as you do this action. Don't let anything get tense. Oh, I forgot to straighten my knee. Here we go. Better. Didn't lift though. Hold on. That was the best yet in terms of how I felt. We'll continue working on this, and I'll get deeper into it. We're going to talk about energy, because there's a certain kind of energy that works with this thing, and there's a certain kind of energy that will not. Muscular energy. So, be right back with you. Stick around. We're going to talk about a lot of wonderful things with this technique. It's a doozy.